Hey, what's going on, guys? Godstatus here. So a lot of people ask me all the time would I recommend buying this gun or that gun or insert whatever gun here, and I usually have an answer for them, but I kind of want to make a video dedicated to the G11 since it's a newer gun and it's something that a lot of people have been asking me about. Now the G11, I just want to talk about, why I would recommend not to buy this gun, and I want to make a video in the future on all the guns that I personally would recommend buying because, like I said, I do get the questions quite a lot. So to start off, the G11 comes in at rank 211 to unlock it, which means most players out there would have to spend a couple thousand credits, which is quite a bit to unlock a gun this high a level, and I really want to advise people away from that with my personal opinions, and we're going to kind of talk about why. So let's go over some stats of the G11 quickly. It does 28 down to 21 damage from a range of 90 studs to 145 studs, so that means anywhere from 0 to 90 studs you will do 28 damage per body shot, and then anywhere from 145 studs up you will do 21 damage. Now, the G11 can shoot at anywhere from 2,100 rounds per minute using burst, or 460 rounds per minute using auto. So using this gun in auto is honestly kind of laughable. It's useless, so just don't do it. The burst is relatively accurate in itself, but using auto, 460 rounds per minute, that's like basically, if I'm not mistaken, the slowest shooting AR out there, and that really just, it isn't worth it. Use the burst, it is a decent bit more accurate if you already have the gun. Now, the gun is advertised at 2,100 rounds per minute on burst, which just isn't possible. I feel like it's almost, really bad way to phrase this, but I feel like it's kind of like quote-unquote clickbaity in a sense, because the only way you're ever going to burst that fast is if you're using a macro, which you can't macro this one super easily. There's kind of like a glitch you need to do to make the macro work, which most people won't know how to do. So that 2,100 rounds per minute is just completely inaccurate. You're not going to be able to do it. Even like the Aeon 94, before they added this burst delay, the 1,800 rounds per minute, you would never do that without a macro. It just wasn't possible. It really is giving you hope for something that just won't happen. So you think, wow, 2,100 rounds per minute, 28 damage per bullet, it's a lot of damage. You're going to kill people really fast, and just realistically, you won't. So completely ignore that 2,100 rounds per minute. I don't know the exact that you'd really be able to do, like, realistically, but it's much lower than that. It just isn't worth it. As far as time to kill, it isn't that bad. If you're close range and you hit one headshot at least, and then 2 body shots in the normal 3-round burst, you will kill someone. It has quite a high headshot multiplier, coming in at 1.7x. So instead of 28 damage, you're doing like 48 per shot if you're really close range. Or if you're at a distance, it's like 35 per shot, I believe, which isn't too bad. So you can one burst at all ranges to the head if you do hit all headshots, which isn't going to happen that often. Don't get me wrong, it's doable, but let's be honest, it's nothing super easy to do. It does have a little bit of kick to the recoil, but even at range with the burst, you can still hit all 3 of your shots. It's just it's not likely that you're going to hit all 3 headshots. Let's just be honest. And the main reason this kind of throws me off is because that means at even the closest of ranges, if you only hit body shots, it is a minimum 2 burst, which is kind of iffy to me. So the general player base of Phantom Forces is going to be aiming at the body. Let's be honest, most players are going to aim for the center mass, the easiest place to hit. Even I still do that. Most of the time I aim at the body, even though headshots do a lot more damage. So minimum of 2 bursts to the body even at close range kind of sucks, not to mention that using it, like I said, on auto isn't worth it, and even if you're spamming your left click for the burst, it doesn't go that fast. Now, even if you do the glitch and get the gun to, use the macro properly, and you are able to shoot those 2,100 rounds per minute, it just isn't worth it necessarily because the recoil is insane. I made a video about the G11 when it was in the test place using a macro. If you guys want to go check that out, just look up Godstatus G11, you'll find it. So let's talk about another downfall to the G11. The Phantom Forces wiki is wrong about this. The gun has a 3.7 second reload and not a 3.2, which it says on the wiki, so I have to redo this part, but 3.7 seconds reload time, which makes this by far the slowest reloading AR in the entire game. The closest coming in at that, I believe, is the AUG A3, which has a 3.1, and there's one other gun that has a 3.1 second, but it has over half a second longer on its reload compared to the second slowest gun. That, for me personally, is like a huge buzzkill. I know some other people won't mind the longer reloads, but for me, if I was a low rank looking to buy this gun, that immediately would just completely turn me off from it. I wouldn't want a gun that takes that long to reload. It just isn't my playstyle personally. But if that is something that you are okay with, you can still look into the gun. Overall though, the gun has a minimum time to kill of like 0.05 seconds if you're hitting all those headshots, but like I said before, most of the player base is going to go for body shots. It really isn't super common for, newer players or even like some like medium leveled players to go for it They just won't. They're usually going to go for the body shots, and that is what it is. Now, granted, the gun does have a really nice muzzle velocity at 2200 studs per second and a 2 stud penetration depth, which is pretty good. But for me, it really just the pros of the gun do not outweigh the cons enough for me to recommend this gun to buy. I really just don't think that it's worth your money, especially with all the credits. Now, I know credits are kind of on sale because like Cyber Monday and things like that. So if you do want credits, you can go ahead and try to pick those up now and get a good deal. But it's just, to save up all the credits and buy a gun like this, I personally think most people would regret it. I don't see the gun becoming super popular by any means, and that's just how I feel about it. So, like I said, I would like to make more videos about this. I'm probably going to make a video about all the guns I personally would recommend and buy, going through each category. And yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy. If you have any questions, make sure to leave them in the comment section, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.